It was mainly because of Amit, the director, who I met in the Groucho Club in London, and we got talking. He explained and talked about the idea, and he's a very, very clever and nice man, and I decided that whatever he thought would be possibly a good film, I would, and if I wanted to, I would help him out by being the lighting cameraman, and here I am, and I'm still glad that I'm here. It's very creative because directors come in all different kinds of manifestations. Some of them who know absolutely nothing about lighting or camera work, those that do know a lot. And he's sort of in the middle ground. He understands what he himself likes, which is a good thing, but probably what he needs assistance with is getting it. And I'm that person, and I'm very glad to do it for him. I'm the head of the camera department, which is roughly about 2 or 3 people. So people that associate with me are someone that looks through the camera and maybe works out the moves of the camera. And then there's someone that we have to have who keeps all the images in focus, which sounds crazy, but when you have a moving target, it's someone who's also very important and who looks after the equipment and ordering film and that kind of thing. And then we have a loader who makes sure that, because we're working on physical 35mm film, that has to be managed, ordered and put into the camera. So we have a loader. And then the 4th person, who's most important to us also, is the one who moves and constructs the movement of the camera, whether it be placed in one place on a tripod like we've got now, or it's a moving one where he has to install sort of like a railway system, we call them tracks, to get from A to B to assist the telling of the story. It's telling the story. It's making sure that the intention of the writer is fully realised with what you do with the camera and the lights, those 2 things. My primary objective to begin with is to light faces, because I feel that that's the most important job of a cinematographer, unless it's a wildlife documentary about elephants or something. But with a drama, the way that you light the faces is key to it all. So, for example, you should be able to influence and talk to the designer, so that in the end the places that you are as backdrops, whether it's a house or like we are now in a theatre, allow you to be able to illustrate the story. Well, that was very lucky for me, because I used to do probably hundreds of food commercials. So I was able to draw on that experience and make sure that when needed, I could make the food look stunning. Well, I think in that case, because we were shooting outside, I have very little control over the actual illumination of the scene. That was a given, and if everyone remembers, it was a bit dull. We had bits of sunshine. So one of my concerns always with exterior shooting is to make sure that it looks something that's filmed over a day or 2 days or 3 days, maybe just one scene, looks like it was 5 minutes of continuous look. The look has to be kept similar. So that's quite difficult in Britain. That's why they invented Hollywood, wasn't it? Because the sun was always shining. The early studios were outside, and you could always, and in fact, a lot of the studios in Hollywood when they first started revolved with the sun, so everyone was always backlit. Absolutely brilliant. They're very receptive to everything, and they're very good actors. I think in a director of photography's career, it's the big stars that are probably the most difficult. Not that they are difficult in themselves, perhaps, sometimes they are, but they require flawless cinematography, but also to make them look, especially girls and women, want to look glamorous. So they would be difficult to relate to if they were aware that what you did wasn't making them look at their best. So, and the implication of that is a lot of soft light, and that's really what I always do with the tracing frames, is light faces with soft, diffuse light. And obviously anything that's hard, anything that's like an open light bulb, gives harsh shadows. Well, I like the process itself, which engages the intellect, and then the emotions are engaged because of the people that you meet and the interesting actors and directors who you have to have a very close relationship with. I would encourage them to start at the bottom of the tree, really, to load, maybe do loading to know, and then that gets you familiar with the procedures of a team. I think that's good advice. However much you think you know everything about lighting, which you might very well do, you won't know about the procedures and the hierarchy, and you'll probably be able to learn from the cameraman or DOP more than you knew before. So I would recommend going up through the ranks. Now, not everybody does that, and they've made very good cameramen, but I think gives you an appreciation, a human appreciation of the rest of the crew.